Hey everyone, this message is about responsibility, personal responsibility. This is a topic that's very important in this day and age. Let's talk about this. Let's get going. I do want to start by saying that life can be very tough. There are things that happen in life that are way out of your control. There are things that happen to you or around you that you have absolutely no control over. Life can be unfair. Bad things can happen to good people, and good things can happen to very bad people. This message is about responsibility. It's about personal responsibility, taking ownership, if not for the things that happen around you, ownership of how you react to them, what happens to you inside of yourself. Shifting blame to God, or using phrases such as, if it happens, it's God's will, or if it doesn't happen, it wasn't His will. It didn't work out because God had a different plan for you, or something better is waiting for you because God has a plan for you. Using that type of language, which sometimes is ingrained in some of our cultures, can actually be very damaging to a person. It can make a person into a very weak human being, unable to face obstacles in life, unable to confront hardships in life. This is why this topic is important. Of course, when speaking of this, some people might get a little defensive. Some people might get even offended by it. I assure you the purpose is not to offend anyone. The purpose is to help someone that might need to hear this message to grow and become a better person. Shifting responsibility to God for what happens or doesn't happen to you, it's easier than saying it is up to me, especially when you were an active participant of what happened to you. Let's talk, for example, about relationships. In a relationship, two people are trying to get to know each other, and obviously there will be conflict, there will be friction. Two different backgrounds, some of the frequencies match, but others don't match. So there will be conflict. But society tells you that when something gets rough, when times get hard, it's easier just to quit. Why keep on going? Life is short. Enjoy life. There's a lot of fish out in the sea. The idea of cooperating is seen as weakness. When there is conflict, one person must absolutely lose in order for you to feel complete. That person must be devastated so that you can claim your ground and you kept your dignity. And when things don't work out, and after many tries and many years, people say, God has a different plan for me. It hasn't been God's will. If it didn't work out, it's because God didn't want it. What do I know? I was just in the relationship, but if God doesn't want it to happen for me, it's not gonna happen. Thinking like this can be very toxic. It can weaken you as a person. You are doing away with the power that you're given to make decisions, to impact your own life. Is that something you want to do? What if you could learn from everything that happens to you, from every experience? What if you could wake up each day and be a better person today than you were yesterday? What if you could look back into bad things that happened to you where you were an active participant and see yourself doing things, saying things, taking actions, exhibiting behaviors that gave you the result that you attained at the end? What if you could do that? What if God had nothing to do with it? What if it was all you? Have you thought about that? Let me think about that for a second. Please look around you. Look at what's happening in our society, how things are changing, the conflicts that we are having as human beings. Society will become tougher and tougher. As a dad to a young little girl, I want her to become strong. I want her to understand that she has a say, that she has power to learn, to improve, to be better. I don't ever want her to say or think that there is this higher power out there doing bad things to her, not allowing her to succeed, enabling bad things to happen. And if good things happen, it's because that higher power allowed it to happen. Not just allowed it, it wanted it to happen. That's why it happened. That is not the empowerment that young people need in this day and age. Whether it's on a personal level or a collective level as a society, we all have power to change our reality. If this wasn't true, there wouldn't be movements out there trying to take your voice away from being able to impact elections, from being able to impact your society, from being able to impact the way people get treated around you, from being able to impact how you are perceived as a human being, as a person. The fact that you have the power, that you have a say, that you can impact how society moves is shown in the fact that they are trying to take that power away from you. So yes, it is within your power. God has nothing to do with this. God gave you and me free will. Stop shifting blame and doing away with your responsibility, your personal responsibility. Let's stop teaching our kids that kind of thinking. Let's start catching this whenever we have conversations, when people try to give us advice or we give advice to other people. Let's start pointing out that we can all grow, that we can all become better human beings, instead of saying that other person was horrible, those people are evil. We can always change. We also have a say. Let's promote personal responsibility in everything. We cannot say we want equality in all these areas, but no. I don't want to share any responsibility. I don't want to bear any burden. My life is difficult as it is. If bad things happen, it's those people's fault. But if good things happen, that's because I deserve them. I deserve all this good stuff. I just don't want the responsibility. We can always be better. We can always behave better. We can always grow. Life and this world will always continue being what they are. We are so insignificant when it comes to the size of the universe. Anything can happen to us. We can go extinct as a species. So yes, there are things that are way beyond your control. What you have control over is the responsibility, the personal responsibility and actions that come from that, the type of thinking that comes from that. When you start owning up, speaking up, taking action, empowering others, things change around you. You prosper, you become a better person. So in this day and age, let's try to stop shifting blame to the idea of a higher being having control over what happens to you or doesn't happen to you. That will make stronger human beings, stronger people, a stronger society, a more conscious society. I really hope this message made sense to a few people. And if it did, please let me know in the comments. Let's have a conversation. If you think differently, please let me know. Let's learn together. Thank you.